You're going to have the best advantage over others when you get into basic training. So let's get started. What's going on, everybody? It's Rob Gibson. I'm coming to you with the third video, okay? The third video for preparing for Army basic training workouts. So if you did not see the prior videos, the last two videos, I'm going to give you a quick recap on the top points that we learned. The first video, we learned that getting in shape is 100% crucial. We don't want to get cycled. We don't want to get injured. We also want to make sure that our experience in basic training is the best experience possible. So getting in the best shape will get you the best experience and get you out of basic training as quick as possible. And we want to make a commitment to working out every day. All right, so now the video we're going to do now is we're going to go over choosing the right workout. So you can do workouts every day. And if you're doing the wrong workouts, it's not going to properly prepare you. So this is where we're turning gears, we're switching gears into the type of workout that we need to do, right? So what we're going to go over right now is what is the difference between the ACFT, the new PT test, and the APFT, which is the old PT test for the Army, and what you need to know for basic training, all right? You're going to have the best advantage over others when you get into basic training. So let's get started.
All right, let's dive right into this. We need to know that Army training has changed, okay? There used to be the old APFT. It is now the new ACFT. And if you read down below, it is a more predictive power for combat, the ACFT. So that's why they got rid of the old APFT. It is a 40% compared to an 80%. This is why they changed it. Now we know that, so let's dive into that more. The old APFT was 2 minutes of push-ups, 2 minutes of sit-ups, and a 2-mile run. To be quite honest with you, it wasn't that hard of a test. It didn't exhaust you that much. It was kind of like a good workout, to be honest with you. It is good for testing. It's very, very easy to set up and do, but it really was not a good test for telling you whether you're physically fit or not, especially for combat or in life in general. But now they have the new ACFT. So the new ACFT is pretty serious. This is like a whole all-day thing. Not only that, but it does kick your ass, okay? So you have the 3-rep max deadlift, okay? You're gonna lift as heavy as you can. You have the standing power throw. Then we go to the hand release push-up. Then you go to the sprint drag carry. Now look, pay attention to that one because that is the game changer in my opinion. Not only do you have 6 events, which is double the test pretty much, but you also have the sprint drag carry, which is so glycolytic. We are taxing the glycolytic muscles to an extreme where you are super tired after it. Then you have to go do leg tucks on a pull-up bar, and then you still have to do the famous 2-mile run. It is a very hard test. It is not easy, so preparing for it is crucial, especially if we're going into basic training. This is something you've never done before. So let's go on to the next slide. The standards, okay? Your standards as for you in basic training as of right now, and as for the whole Army as a whole, this will change, I'm sure, but it is the minimum. The minimum is 60%, and you can see it's highlighting in yellow. It's called the moderate level. So right now, if you're getting the basic training, you're just worried about passing, this is what you want to look at. You want to look at your deadlift standards at 140 pounds 3 times, right? Your standing power throw is 4.5 meters. You have to do at least 10 hand release push-ups. You need to do the sprint drag carry in 3 minutes. You need to get at least 1 leg tuck, and you need to run the 2-mile after all that in 21 minutes. Now these numbers, sounds like you can't perform that. It's time to start training now. If you feel like you can perform at that level, you should still start training now, because guess what? Basic training isn't just this test, right? It's an all day, everyday thing where you're gonna be tested physically all day long, and you don't wanna get injured. So preparing physically and mentally is very important. Let's go on to the next slide. All right, so this is when you hit the like button, because you know you love this channel and we give you good stuff. End of story. Next, we will go to knowing your muscles, okay? When we talk about know your muscles, you need to realize, I know they're getting a little scientific now, but with this new test, you need to know what you're doing. You have 3 types of muscle fibers. You have type 1, type 2A, and type 2B. When we talk about type 1 muscle fibers, we are talking about running muscles. This was the old ACFT test, the old APFT test was very oxidative, and really all you had to worry about was running and being able to have muscle endurance for your push-ups and your sit-ups. That is not the case anymore. We are now getting into type 2 and type 2B muscle fibers with the new test, meaning you need to work on your power, bursts of energy, explosiveness, and your sprint muscles, okay? If you look at these pictures here, you do not want to get too glycolytic. If you can see these power lifters, they're as glycolytic as you can get with the type 2B muscle fiber. They're very heavy. They just, all their job is to do is lift up heavy items for 1 rep, right? That's not what we want. We want a mixture of both. We want a mixture of type 2A and type 2B. Let's move on. Next.
Let's compare the two. Let's look at an oxidative athlete on the right-hand side and a glycolytic athlete on the left-hand side. As you can see, I put up males on the right-hand side. They are oxidative athletes. These athletes run long distances. Look at their muscle fibers. Look how lean they are. You're lean when you're oxidative because you're going for long periods of time. You do not want bulky muscles, right? Now let's look at the glycolytic athlete. This is the athlete you need to be in the Army today. You can see I put a female in there so we can just destroy any stereotypes that you want to put in your mind, or any reason why you don't think you can become a glycolytic athlete. Just look at how these females train on the left and look at the muscle size difference compared to the males on the right. Meaning if we train glycolytically, we can get this type of body, okay? So training is crucial, especially now that the ACFT is out. Let's look at the events and the muscle types you'll be using, okay? So for the run, we know this is type 1 muscle fibers. We'll be running 2 miles. This is a long distance. Now, type 2A is going to be for your 3 rep max, your hand release push-ups, your leg tucks, right? This is more muscle endurance and strength. Whereas you can kind of place the 3 rep max in the type 2B muscle fibers because you are only doing 3 reps. It's in that gray area, but it's still a type 2 muscle fiber no matter what. But now let's look at the type 2B muscle fibers here on the right-hand side. We see that this is power, sprint, right? Throwing that ball and sprint, drag, carry. You are going as fast as possible and you're carrying heavy items with you. It is as glycolytic as you're gonna get. It's below 3 minutes, right? That's what you wanna get. So these are your muscle types and what you're going to be using for each event. Next, we're gonna get a little less nerdy now, and we're kind of just gonna tell you what workouts you need instead of, worrying about what muscle fibers you're gonna hit, because I know that you're not trying to get a degree in exercise sports science, so let's make this easy.
All you need to do is hit that top video if you wanna start doing workouts right now. If you haven't seen the videos prior to this video, I highly recommend you hit the bottom video.